Well, time to get this next. Forward! There you are, Edgar. Captain Levelin instructed me to wait for you. Your assistance is most welcome. Believe me, most of the third hail from Uda. And for a man accustomed to the feel of sand beneath his boots, the crunch of snow can be rather disconcerting. But to the matter at hand. Nearly a moment ago I received word that a heretic was seen, have been spotted making for Dafton Pass. My braves are already in pursuit, and I should be grateful if you would join them. I shall be taking my part in the hunt. Never let it be said that I do not earn my coin. Wait a minute. I was going to say,
Holy Pusha, I want to ride my chocobo.
Does Pandora want to ride a chocobo? Pandora is currently sitting next to my TV staring at me. She's probably waiting for me not to be paying attention so she can chew on my mic again. Those balls, my ankle's on fire! Caught my boot on a rock and something and twisted it as I fell. The others went on ahead through Dantifton Pass. You might catch up. If you ain't sure where you go, look for tracks. The snow is fresh, so they shouldn't be hard to find. Good thing you're a white mage, or a cleric. I mean, not cleric, a conjurer. So you should be able to heal yourself. Or at least make the pain less painful. But alas, well, I have physic. Edgar does not have any healing spells at the moment. Speaking of which, does he learn a healing spell? Oh yes, his next level gives him a healing spell. Well, he's a level too early to get a healing spell cast on him. So how are you doing here? The heretics, I'm not sure. There was a great skulled beast and... You're your horse? I think he went east on his own. The heretic split up, so we did too. There's a great scaled beast. You're surrounded by them, you idiot. That helps little. Embarrassing, I was so intent on following the heretic's tracks that I almost failed to notice they had doubled back. Almost, mind you. Once tried to sneak up behind me and got a knife in the cut for his troubles. I thought myself alone, so I started searching the dead man's knapsack for anything of interest. And lo and behold, before his friends found me, I came upon this. Withdraw in groups of 3 or less to the auditorium. Give the signal and wait. The merchant will be watching. Be late or be left for dead. Speaks for itself, doesn't it? They couldn't possibly mean the rendezvous inside that place, so we should restrict our search to the surrounding areas. Let me rephrase that. You should restrict your search to the wilderness that's around the observatorium. I will need more than a moment's rest to recover from these wounds. I don't know where the Fenrid went. Oh well. thought with listening to your excuse, we leave now. Afterwards, the crawling with those bluecoats in the night are searching every wagon that passes through the gate. Well, hello there. Well, stay with him, and if you think you'll fare any better. No, there's no need for that. There are places like this in my homeland. Scared snow-capped peaks. Sacred snow-capped peaks where blood must not be shed. Yet your lands ever thirst with the blood of the fallen, and by deeds it has drunk deep. You know, I've done no wrong. Now, but meet in secret, none but meet in secret with heretics. I know you will, we shall have the truth from you yet. Inquisitors are not the only ones skilled in the art of interrogation. Damn it all. Fancy meeting you here, Edgar. I presume your work with the third brought you hither. But a tangled web, lest you wonder we came not for the heretics, but for the merchant who had been conspiring with them. He came to our attention during the course of our investigation into the Ivy. A bugger's belief, I know, but it seems our favorite Garland spy may have been providing assistance to Isaac. Were it not for the efforts of Lady Yagiri and her shinobi, we might never have discovered this connection. Master Elfino is too kind. I fear my people and I done little to aid your search for the spy. We look to strike back against the Empire and weaken their influence in this land to prevent the tragedy which has befell Doma from reoccurring. The days ahead and the work they promise require a very particular set of skills which I am fortunate enough to possess. If you will allow it, I would accompany you until the investigation is complete. That is a most generous offer, Lady Yagiri, and one which I gladly accept. Thank you. Though I may disappear for a time, know that I shall never be far, and shall always be watching. And I accidentally skipped that last one. Emma seemed confident that the merchant's resolve would be swiftly crumbled when pressed. If so, we should have new information here long. As it to whether it would bring us any closer than the Ivy certainty, I would rather not say. Given our adversary's cunning, I shall consider us fortunate if we have spared another wild dodo chase. The gods know we had more than enough to occupy our time as it is. Ooh, now we get the last part of the outfit. Are they going to be talking or I'm going to be talking? Captain, about your report, if you will. Aye, Commander. Firstly, we regarded to the heretics we captured. I request to say that the man had tell us not that we did not already know of Shiva. We have since handed him over to the Ashgardian authorities. Henceforth, the Holy See will pursue the matter independently. Our inquiries concerning the Ivy, however, have proven more fruitful. We have ascertained the channel by which the heretics acquire their information on the shipment routes. Go on. You will recall the flames were first identified as being in the Ivy's employ. From him, we were able to trace a trail of conspirators, each taking us closer to his master. Alas, the trail would come to an abrupt end. Fearing that the investigation had been compromised, we took the necessary steps of detaining all suspects of conspiracy. There were 5 on our list, including a flame stationed at Rodent's Toll. The man's primary duty was to keep an inventory donation from abroad. the particulars of which he would share with benefactors, thereby ensuring that needs did not go unfulfilled. By virtue of his role, he was privy to the details of all shipments bound for the settlement. Needless to say, that included those originating from Alsford Holmes. He knew the precise route the caravan would take, and he sold that information to a merchant. I think I can guess which one. None other. With a little encouragement, he soon confessed to knowingly aid in abetting the heretics. Well, that is one mystery solved at least. But what of the Ivy? Are we any closer to praising off his mask? I dare say we are, Commander. Our relentless pursuit has forced him to commit a grave error. In a desperate bid to cover his tracks, the Ivy resorted to exercising certain administrative powers available only to high-ranking members of the Immortal Flames. If you consider what only is known as barely a handful of them, the field of suspects is greatly narrowed. You mean to say the agent is among Raban's innermost circle, someone who has been with him since the Immortal Flames establishment? This is the most plausible explanation. The infiltration likely occurred during the company's founding, with the groundwork for the act being laid beforehand. To slip into a position of authority remarked and remain above suspicion all these years. I too was surprised, though I really should not have been. Of the three great companies, Ul'dah's have ever been the most vulnerable to infiltration. Both Nusa and Britannia had long-standing armed forces that lent themselves well to the foundation of the Maelstrom and the Order of the Twin Adders. To all intent and purposes, it was the same people, loyal ones, bind under the same leadership, only the banner was different. Not so the Flames. Ul'dah's military was made up of disparate orders, most of which were glorified mercenary companies that answered only to their own power, their own paymasters. Hardly an ideal environment to which to establish anything as high-minded as a grand company. The difficulties Raban faced when founding the Immortal Flames is well known. Even after he had convinced his fellow syndicate members to share the cost, these remained the small matter of finding enough bodies to fill the ranks. Indeed, given the pressing nature of the Imperial threat, that meant growing every possible passing sellsword. Amidst the chaos of its founding, it must have been child's play to infiltrate the company. A great deal easier than now, aye. The Immortal Flames have been caught between conflicting interests, the public and the private. Though the monarchists ultimately agreed to support the organization funding, it is not only of charity that they did so, but simple self-preservation. Had Neil von Donus' ambition been any less apocalyptic, you may be sure that they would never have risked supplying Raban with an army. It is but a wonder that they did not attempt to extinguish the flame the moment the danger had passed. Returning to the present. Even as we speak, Atom and allies are shadowing several high-ranking flames. Any one of them could be the Ivy. Desiring to deal a blow against the Empire, the refugees were eager to lend us their aid. I expect to hear from them here long. Very good. Pray continue your investigation with the first. Meanwhile, have the second attune to the unrest. The third can join the fourth in inspecting crystal shipments. If they notice anything unusual, I want to know about it. If Shiva is summoned in like manner as the other primals, the heretics will be looking for further supplies. Understood, Commander. I shall send word to Sir Emmerich, informing him of our success in identifying the heretics' abettors. Hopefully the information will be of some use to the Ishgardians. It is time, Commander. Yes, I am aware. An emergency council of the Alliance leaders has been called. There have been developments in Garlemald, it would seem. As commander of the Crystal Braves, my presence has been requested. I would have you accompany me, Edgar, as the realm's stoutest champion. 'Tis only meet that you be present for the discussion. Oh, and the Ascendant has already given her consent, lest you worry. Edgar don't want to go on field trip. Edgar want to fight Ice Lady. Iceheart. Ice Lady Iceheart. Like me, you are just eager to conclude our business with Iceheart. But until another path to our sanctum is found, we will remain beyond our reach. Ophelia and these Archons are sparing no effort to secure an alternate route to succeed to the realm's other problems. I shall go ahead to Gridania in readiness for the coming council. Meet me at the altar, and we will be at the Lord's stand together. Hopefully this conference is voice acted. Oh, I'm starting to feel that it probably isn't. Yeah, I got Pink Door next to me, all curled up on my desk, trying to sleep. Occasionally opening her eye to look over to make sure I'm still here. I never noticed there was a Crystal Brave there until now. There probably are Crystal Braves in a lot of places. I just never traveled that much to find them or see them, because I always just continued on with the quest. Thanks for coming, Edgar. When you are ready to speak the conjure yonder, she will show us to the stand. Yes, please. Please be voice acted.
Change has come to the Garlean Empire, and we must discuss the implications.
The rumors are true, then? The War of Succession is ended?
It is. A new emperor reigns in Garlemald.
Who?
Thaddeus the Sixth.
The birth and all too rapid expansion of the Garlean Empire is commonly attributed to the strategic brilliance of Solus Zosgalvis, yet he did not rule alone. Several members of the royal household also distinguished themselves during his reign. Nevertheless, it was the eldest son who stood to inherit the throne, until his most untimely passing.
I thought us fortunate when I learned that the Emperor had died without naming a successor.
Would that the Garlean Empire had died with him.
'Twas the grandson and his uncle who had the strongest claims, was it not?
Indeed, yet claims count for little without the power to assert them. High Legatus Varus Ye Galvus is a respected military leader. Not so his uncle.
So young Varus has torn the crown from his uncle's grasp and taken his place at the head of the Empire.
Given the troubled nature of his succession, the new emperor will require time to seal his grip on power. Yet have no doubt but that he shall, for there are none left with strength enough to oppose him.
Since the success of Operation Archon, the remnants of the 14th Legion and the forces occupying Alamigo have done naught but fortify their positions. But you can be sure they'll be ready to march on us again, if their Emperor gives the word.
When, not if. They say this Varus was so set upon Eorzean annexation that he spoke out against the Meteor Project.
Plainly, the new emperor's intentions are of great concern to us all.
Where's the Admiral second in command? I know the Flame second of command is here. And this is where the Elder Seatseer lives. So where's the Admirals?
I propose that we set aside the Cartno dispute for the present, and discuss what measures the Alliance might take to prepare for a resumption of hostilities with Garlemald. Moreover, I move that we re-examine the question of how our former allies in Ishgard might be persuaded to retake their place at our side. Could Eorzea but stand as one, 'twould deal a grave blow to our enemies' ambitions.
I guess a random Maelstrom soldier's good enough. Second's probably watching over the city then.
Well, I suppose we should be grateful that they have finally acknowledged the inevitability of Imperial attack. Who knows? They may even do something about it. If only the leaders of Ishgard would follow their example and stop hiding behind their gates, praying for the coming storm to pass them by.
I very much doubt they'll do anything about it. If anything, they're just going to put up a giant wall. Fortify said wall. Wait a minute, there's already a giant wall. They'll just fortify the other side of the Garlemald wall. You put a wall here, now we will fortify it against you.
But that is a discussion for another time. At present, I am more concerned by the fact that the Alliance's mooted preparations will be made known to the Garleans many moons before their coming. So long as the Ivy eludes our grasp, no secret is safe.
Who is the Elder Seatseer's second in command, I wonder? I guess it don't matter. It would not have escaped your notice that the nations of Izoya are no nearer to being of one purpose despite their pretensions to the contrary. Plainly, the threat of resurgent Garlemald is not enough to stir them. And the reason for this deep-rooted mistrust among the citizenry, the nation's leaders can come to all the understandings they like, but their unity means little and less to the common folk. Take the Lemesians, for instance. Though Admiral Merpla outlawed piracy over a decade, foreigners still picture the nation as a haven for grog-swilling, wood-legged cutthroats. It's not outlawed, it's regulated. There's a difference, Alphino. And likewise, the Credanians mocked as hermits who talk to trees, and the old on scorn as swindlers who worship coin. And not that such. Sometimes it's entirely without grounds, of course. Take the pillar of Oldon site, Telegi Edgelegi, for example. But that is besides the point. The fact that people are wary of outsiders, whether they have cause to be or not. On the bias, one could argue that the conflict occurs is a necessary evil. Each nation has its own warmongering faction that advocates the acquisition of Omega. In order to placate them, we present them something resembling warfare, and thereby curb their appetite for full-scale conflict. But enough idle musing, let us speak of a more pressing matter, the Ivy. Once we spoke at the Casorum, Captain Hilbert has further shortened his list of suspects. By happy coincidence, the one he deems the most likely candidate is here in Gridania. The hunt nears its end. All that remains is to corner our quarry. Seek out Albert at the Adder's Nest, and he will give you the particulars. Should there be any developments in Carthus, you may be sure that I will send word without delay. In the meantime, I wish you the success in apprehending the Ivy. If I remember correctly, in Lisa Lamosa, it is they're only allowed to pirate to do piracy against Garlean vessels and beastmen. I think. My thanks for coming, Silent. Doubtless the commander has informed you, but we have amassed the Ivy. From this point on, we must proceed with extreme caution. There, we got that outfit completed now. Oh, I mean, we also got, striking. Okay, so we already... I think striking is monk. Oh well. It don't matter. But yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. And the next, we'll be going over after the Ivy. Until then...